Some journeys begin with careful planning, others begin by chance. Mine began on a quiet Sunday afternoon in rural Embu, when time unexpectedly became my companion.
Sunday afternoons usually followed the same rhythm. I returned home from work between 5 and 5:30, grateful for another week completed.
But this Sunday was different. I arrived home shortly after 3 o'clock, nearly 2 hours earlier than usual.
Free time is a rare gift. When life slows unexpectedly, even ordinary moments become extraordinary. I surrendered to an afternoon nap, lulled by birdsong and the comforting silence of the countryside. When I awoke, the sun had begun its slow journey toward the western horizon. Outside, the long rains had transformed the countryside into a sea of green. The cool evening breeze carried the fragrance of wet earth, fresh grass, and flowering shrubs.
I realized I had been given something priceless: time.
Rather than spend the evening indoors, I decided to walk.
Walking had become more than exercise. It had become meditation. Yet this evening I wanted more than exercise. I wanted adventure.
Many believed I belonged to the town. They were mistaken. My heart had always belonged to the village.
Every morning on my journey to work, 3 hills greeted me like faithful old friends. That evening, I finally decided to visit the one that had captured my imagination for years, Maranga Ridge. With my walking stick in hand and a heart full of curiosity, I stepped out of my compound. There was no destination beyond discovery. The road ahead promised nothing except the possibility of seeing my own village through new eyes.
The tarmac road toward Ntagaya Bridge was one I had traveled countless times. Yet without the urgency of work,
every bend revealed details I had long ignored.
Weaver birds darted between acacia branches, cicadas sang from hidden shrubs, and a cool breeze carried the scents of damp earth left behind by the long rains.
Yeah. Everywhere I looked, the countryside was alive. Maize stretched toward the sky,
and banana groves shimmered in the afternoon light.
Before me stood Ntagaya Bridge, known locally as Gachitsiro. It marked the boundary between the familiar and the unknown.
Just before the bridge, a narrow feeder road branched to the left. This was the road to Maranga Ridge.
I smiled to myself. There would be no turning back now. The road descended gently toward the valley, bordered by eucalyptus trees and wildflowers flourishing after the rains.
The long rains had transformed every hillside into a vibrant tapestry of green. Nature had painted the landscape with extraordinary generosity.
Every homestead depended upon the land. Maize, beans, bananas, and mira sustained families whose lives remained deeply rooted in agriculture. Scattered across the hillsides stood modest homes, brick walls, corrugated iron roofs, and compounds swept clean with remarkable pride. Wealth was measured differently here. Hard work, fertile land, good neighbors, and healthy families were treasures beyond price. At a roadside junction, several boda-boda riders waited patiently beneath the shade of a giant mugumo tree. Their conversation revolved around politics. One group defended the government, another demanded change, yet everyone spoke with equal passion.
Beyond the bridge, the road changed. The gentle valley gave way to a relentless climb, and I quickly realized that
Maranga Ridge would have to be earned one careful step at a time.